Hello and welcome, my friend. You didn't get this message by accident. Some part of you has already started to feel the change, as time seems to stretch and bend around you in ways that don't make sense to those who are still stuck on the surface of things. And that's what this message is all about. You know, there's something about you that makes people stop and think, not because you're trying to be loud, but because your presence is a silent contradiction. It looks like you've gotten away from something that the rest of the world is still stuck in, and you have. Chosen ones are often the first to notice this, not as pride or superiority, but as a realization that time affected you differently. People don't know how to put it into words. They look at you once, then again, as if their eyes are playing tricks on them. You don't seem to be carrying the weight of the years you've lived. You don't use your pain as armor, and that makes them nervous because we've all been taught to expect things to fall apart, to think that over time, things lose their shine, softness, clarity, and importance. But with you, time seems to be giving something instead of taking it away. That's where the trick ends. They were told that getting older was like a countdown, a slow loss of beauty, energy, and sharpness, a quiet end, but they never said, and they might never understand, that time doesn't wear everyone down in the same way. Part 2. The calendar may say one thing, but your body language says something else, one that says, I've lived, yes, but I didn't lose myself in it. So, what is really going on? First, you're not getting older like normal. You're changing how age affects you. Most people go through life on autopilot, following stories from the outside world about how they should feel, look, and act at every stage, but you didn't want to follow that programming. Perhaps it was betrayal that broke you. Maybe the long silence made you listen to your real voice. It could have been tiredness that finally made it impossible to pretend. Whatever it was, it broke up the script, and you didn't rewrite it out loud. You rewrote it inside yourself, in your nervous system, in your posture, and in the things you won't put up with anymore. And now you can see the proof. The glow they see isn't just on the surface. It's not skincare, not lighting. It's the effect of truth that has been lived long enough to settle into the body. Truth that has been through grief, self-control, discernment, and respect for oneself. That's why your face doesn't show how old you are. It tells the story of survival without falling apart. Your eyes don't look hungry anymore. They look like they know something. Most people don't realize this. Stress makes you older, but not just stress from work. Emotional dishonesty gets older. Ages of performance, living against what you know pulls life down into your shoulders, jaw, and breath. When you act like you're okay when you're not, shrink yourself to fit in, and explain your boundaries instead of living them, that kind of stress doesn't stay hidden. Part 3. But you picked something else. You chose the truth over what others thought, and that choice made everything different. The stress went away. You took deeper breaths. Your body stopped getting ready for the next violation, and your system started to heal itself. Now think about this. How many people have you seen get older faster because they were emotionally drained than because of time? How many faces show the bruises of years of lying to themselves? And how about you? How much did it cost you to stop carrying what was never yours? You let go of fake roles, and your body felt it. The inflammation went down, not just in the body but also in the mind. Your presence made things calmer, heavier, and harder to rush. Chosen ones don't get louder as they get older. They get denser. You stop trying to impress a world that never really saw you. And the outcome was not invisibility, but authority. Your face doesn't show how many years you've lived. It shows how well you lived them. People who act out their lives get older quickly. People who are honest about their age in different ways. And that difference is what is making things happen now. You didn't get burned out. You burned off what wasn't real. What's left is rare, not flashy, not loud, and very clear. And things that are rare don't follow normal clocks. You're not ahead of schedule. You are not behind it. You are proof that time doesn't erase things that are built well, and that's what makes your age feel dangerous to those who hoped you would quietly fade away. It's not your youth, beauty, or speed. Now, here's the part they feel but can't put into words. Your age didn't just make you weaker, it took away your need to perform. Section 4. Most people wear themselves out trying to be seen. They want to be relevant, get approval, and feel safe. They talk too soon. They talk too much. They keep themselves busy so they don't have to deal with what they know isn't working. You broke that pattern. Not all at once, not in a big way, but slowly, quietly, and for good. And when you did, something big changed. Your energy stopped scattering when you stopped chasing. Your body followed when your energy stopped spreading out. You moved more efficiently. Your words are fewer but more important. Your responses are slower, not because you were unsure, but because you were sure you didn't need to rush reality anymore. People think this is what intensity is. It's not intensity, it's containment. People who live outside of containment are in danger. For people who rely on feedback loops, reactions, and validation, someone who no longer makes it easy to get to them feels like a threat. They don't know where you are anymore. And that bothers them because time usually does the opposite. It makes people easy to guess. You have lived long enough to be known, but not long enough to be ignored. That mix is not very common. You don't fit the story they tell themselves about how people should get older. You don't need to be. You're not trying to show anything. You aren't holding on to relevance. You are standing inside of yourself. That's why the reactions got sharper. The subtle competition, the snide comments, and the pressure that looked like advice. They want you to tell them what you mean, what you want, and how to read you again, because it was easier to find you when you were younger. Not anymore. Part 5. This shows up at work as anxiety. People trust you with responsibility, but they don't always praise you for it. People know you're good at what you do, but your presence causes problems. You don't show urgency. You don't freak out when things get shaky. You've been through worse and made it through. People who still think speed equals importance don't like that steadiness. It looks like misunderstanding in relationships. People say you're hard to read, distant, or guarded. What they're really upset about is that you won't go too far. You don't break your boundaries to keep things peaceful anymore. You let discomfort happen, and discomfort shows you things. The chosen ones learn this the hard way. When you stop changing yourself to make others understand, you become a mirror that they didn't want to look into. That mirror was unavoidable because of your age. If someone your age can be this calm, present, and whole, then the story that exhaustion is unavoidable starts to fall apart, and cracks spread. This is why they look at you in a different way now. Not with jealousy. Exactly. With thought. They're trying to figure out what you did differently, what you chose not to do, and what you didn't want to carry. But the truth is hard to deal with. Instead, they go around it. You didn't work harder than time. You didn't get away from the pain. You didn't get around the problem. You broke it down. You let experiences finish their work instead of keeping them inside you. You didn't make survival your whole life. You let survival change you. Then you went on. Part 6. That's why your face looks the way it does. Not young. Not hard, determined. Your features don't pull up or down. They stay where they are. They don't need anything from you. And they don't want to be recognized. They just want to be there. It's not common to be present. And things that don't happen very often mess up systems that are based on noise. Your silence means more now than your words ever did before. You don't talk to fill space. You talk to finish a thought. It's not passive when you listen. It's evaluative. You've been around long enough to know that not everyone should be able to reach you. Time gave you that ability to tell the difference. And that ability to tell the difference is what others see as a threat. They thought you would get smaller, more agreeable, and more predictable as you got older. Instead, you became harder to control. You don't respond on cue. You don't take in projections. You don't go after emotional closure. If something isn't real, you let it stay unfinished. That level of trust in yourself changes the power dynamic in every room. People can tell right away. They may not know what they're feeling, but they know you're not trying to negotiate your worth anymore. That's why your age isn't neutral anymore. It is proof. Proof that time doesn't always make things less clear. Proof that endurance can make things sharper instead of duller. Proof that living honestly makes maturity heavy. You didn't get away from getting older. You got away from corruption. And now, without saying a word, you are a quiet contradiction to everything they were told would happen by now. You are not a sign of what is to come. You show what is possible. You weren't finished by time. It came to an end with you. And what's left, this presence, this steadiness, this calm authority, will not go away. It's done. Thanks a lot for coming along on this trip with me. Please like the video and share it with others who might find it useful if you did. Don't forget to subscribe and keep going on your amazing journey by watching one of the videos on your screen that speaks to you the most. See you there.